The Supreme Court, meanwhile, has agreed to open the court hearing of Centre's review petition on the SC/ST Act today at 2 in the afternoon. This move came after Centre had asked the top court to relook at its court's ruling. Adding to this, the Centre had sought urgent hearing from the Supreme Court. Meenakshi Bhanja now joining us over the phone line. Meenakshi, now what it seems at this point is that it's really up to the top court, or what are the observations that it really makes in the review petition that the Centre has filed? Because it is quite rare that the top court, the Supreme Court, judges its own judgment, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, Urvashi. This is a rare instance, and all credit to the central government, where perhaps it has been very successful in expediting the processes. It has cut through a lot of waiting period, which perhaps was also something one was envisaging, because that is the natural format of a review. For the Supreme Court to agree to examine the review in open court in itself is hugely significant, and that has happened because of Attorney General K.K. Venugopal, the might that he brings, the respect that he commands in the Supreme Court, and him coming to the court and making an assertion about the continuance of deterioration of law and order situation across the country. He went on to cite as to how this is an emergency-like situation that we are looking at, and therefore it was imperative for the Supreme Court to hear what the central government has to say. Essentially, today what will transpire, Urvashi, is either or scenario that we will see play out. Either the Supreme Court will accept the new arguments of the Government of India, which says that the earlier original judgment of the Supreme Court indeed goes ahead and dilutes provision of the SC/ST Act, or the Supreme Court may not be inclined to accept what the government has to say, and the court can very well go ahead and say that there is nothing wrong with its original judgment. So in both scenarios, the news will assume a lot of import, with the Supreme Court either accepting the government's position or even declining to accept the government's position will become hugely significant. But that apart, clearly for the government to really showcase its bona fides insofar as the local constituents are concerned, that has happened. Yesterday the review was filed, and today it is going to be taken up for an urgent hearing in open court at 2 p.m.
All right, Meenakshi Bhanja, we'll look out what really transpires in the court today. 2 p.m. is when the matter is going to be heard. Meenakshi Bhanja, thanks for getting us those updates. Moving on now.
ये न्यूज़ अगर आपको पसंद आई तो प्लीज़ शेयर करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, कमेंट करें।